Check. What's going on, people? Episode 51, the Dome Podcast. Man, hope you guys having a great week, man. It's been probably 8-9 days since I recorded last. But, man, I had a few minutes today to jump on Twitter in between business meetings, just having some conversations with a few people, and it led me to this podcast episode of the cool hip-hop thing to say. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, there are certain things that you'll say, or some people will say, to so-called keep their hip-hop card in place. You know what I'm saying? I have to make sure I stay in between these lines because I don't want people to think that, one, I don't really love the culture. Two, I don't want to go against maybe some of the narratives that even some of our greats have said before, because there's always been conflict with certain greats in the culture as well, dating all the way back to the Run DMC era, and even before that. Like I said on the Rap Roundtable the other night, it was times where, Run DMC was kind of criticized by MCs before them when they did the Aerosmith Walk This Way. But nevertheless, and that was commercializing and blowing up hip-hop and getting it more global and stuff like that. When you have Run DMC calling themselves the king of rock, some people didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, there are certain catchphrases and certain perspectives that we say, that people say, and it's to keep them comfortable. It's to never step outside of that zone of this is real hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like when KRS One say the real hip hop is over here. We know what that means coming from Chris. We know what his perspective is of hip hop and things of that nature. So if you challenge any kind of, things that became normal, what became comfortable to the hip hop heads, then it's like you don't love the culture the way you should. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? I love hip hop as much as anyone else, but there are certain narratives that I like to fight. You know what I'm saying? And if you follow me on Twitter, the Dome, Tony the Dome on Twitter, I'll fight against anyone against certain narratives. Sometimes it's against people I really, really respect, and I consider them hip hop purists. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes being a purist is the gift and the curse, because some purists can act like gatekeepers and don't want the culture to grow. Some of them will stay in their own little box, and this is what I'm comfortable with. If it don't have a certain sound, it's not hip hop. You know what I'm saying? When, I've always said that, for one, hip hop is the culture, rap is the music, in every region and era, you know what I'm saying, during out the 50 years of hip hop, it's going to sound different. We can get to that. We can talk about that. But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying, I like to talk about and challenge narratives. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them are outdated. Some of them, people say, oh, man, hip-hop is subjective. It's rap music subjective. This, that, and third is subjective. No, there are objective things in music. You know, everything isn't just an idea or my view, or like I say on Twitter a lot of times, to me. Sometimes to me for all of us makes sense. Sometimes it don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, if you say The Chronic is not a hip-hop classic, that's a lie. You can say you don't like The Chronic, but history has shown that The Chronic is a hip-hop classic. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it helped shift West Coast hip-hop. It helped shift hip-hop in general. It made Dr. Dre the number one producer at that time, you know what I'm saying, in terms of underground and mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Under his tree of Dr. Dre, you end up having Snoop and Eminem and 50 Cent and Kendrick and all these people. If The Chronic doesn't pop off, there's no Doggy Style, and then the lineage is not the same. So The Chronic is a hip-hop classic. You can say you don't personally like it, or it's not an amazing album in your mind or for your preference. That's cool. But The Chronic is a hip-hop classic. You know what I'm saying? That's not subjective. So certain things in music is not subjective. Did Stevie Wonder have one of the greatest runs in the 70s? Yes, that's not subjective. That's facts. It's proven. You can go look at the numbers. You can go look at the awards, etc. That is facts. You know what I'm saying? So our opinion and our emotions and feelings and stuff can't always trump facts. You know what I'm saying? Now, getting to back to what I was talking about as far as like the cool hip hop thing to say, there are certain things that are discussed, and I feel like it's safe and comfortable. It's a cool hip hop thing to say. Excuse me, guys. Let me get this out of the way real quick. So one cool hip hop thing to say that I've been seeing recently is Dr. Dre and his production. And people say, well, Dr. Dre didn't produce all his albums. When I say Dr. Dre is giving credit to the people that he needed to give credit to. So the cool thing, hip-hop thing to say for people who don't like Dr. Dre, don't like the West Coast, is he didn't do all his work. When, if you do the research, you'll see that him and the Worldwide Wrecking Crew did production. Then he did Miss Chalet album. Then he did DOC album, which is one of the greatest albums in hip-hop history. He did Eazy-E album. He did the NWA Straight Outta Compton. He did NWA Niggas for Life. He did The Chronic. He did Doggy Style. These are facts. So yeah, at one point, Daz was doing interviews and talking all in encrypted tones and things of that nature. But then he finally came out a couple of years ago and told the truth. What did Daz do on The Chronic? Well, first of all, Daz said that Dr. Dre taught him everything. You can go back and Google and go to YouTube. Then he said, I did the scratches on Rat-a-Tat-Tat. Okay. He allowed you to do the scratches on Rat-a-Tat-Tat and some other little things like that on the album, but Dr. Dre produced The Chronic. Daz did not produce Doggy Style. Dr. Dre produced Doggy Style. Go back to the NWA albums. Yella didn't produce it. Arabian Prince didn't produce it. Dr. Dre did the production. Eazy-E, again, album. Miss Chalet, R&B. Okay? That's what happened. He did several huge singles for Eminem on Eminem's first few albums. These are facts. Okay? Now, Chronic 2001, he enlisted Scott Storch, Mailman, and several other people. Go look at the credits on the album on Chronic 2001. He gave them credit for the production that they did and assisted on. He didn't say he produced those out that Chronic 2001 by himself. He had a whole production team because he became Quincy Jones in that light. He gave Mailman and all these guys a chance, and they delivered. You know what I'm saying? So he did become Quincy Jones. But before that, he was hands-on in the early parts of his career. He did all those albums I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, after that, yes, he enlisted a lot of different people to work with. You know what I'm saying? He didn't produce the entire Firm album, you know what I'm saying, for Nas Group. He had people to help him. You know what I'm saying? But the cool thing to say at one point was, Dr. Dre don't do the production. Well, if I started you at Worldwide Wrecking Crew through DOC, through Eazy-E, through NWA, through Snoop, that's enough right there to make him to go. If you go look at what he did and the influence and the multiple styles of beats that he could do. Dr. Dre wasn't in just one pocket with his beat making and production and engineering, all of that stuff. Go back and do the homework. So that cool thing to say about Dre, cut it out. It's not true. Okay? Another cool hip-hop thing to say. Lil Wayne is not hip-hop. I saw that. I've seen that quite a few times, and not just that he's not hip-hop. Lil Wayne is not lyrical. Lil Wayne doesn't have bars. No, Lil Wayne is from the South where some of his bars are not going to sound like. See, a lot of people that say bars in their comments are East Coast enthusiasts, especially New York, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have the bars like a Jadakiss, the bars like, you know, some of the guys in New York, heavy hip-hop, New York influenced style of rapping. You know what I'm saying? But go and listen to Lil Wayne bars, and not even just that. Over the last few years, Lil Wayne has rapped with Nas, Benny the Butcher, and all of these East Coast guys, and was right there with them or better in some of those performances. Go listen to them. Don't take my word for it. And even years ago, when he did that Death Wish with Jadakiss, right there with him, some people thought he got Jadakiss on that song. Some people thought he got Nas on that Never Die joint on the Magic 2. You know what I'm saying? I think he got Benny on that on one of Benny new songs for his new album. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just saying that because I'm from North Carolina, because y'all know Nas my favorite MC, Tribe my favorite group, etc. We ain't got to go and Premier my favorite beat maker, even though I think Dr. Dre's the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So I have no stakes in. I'm in Carolina, man. You know, so I'm just coming from perspective of a rap fan, hip hop fan. You know what I'm saying? But Lil Wayne has shown you over 20 years of consistent rap. You go to the Carter 2, the intro to the Carter 2, the interludes on the Carter 2, and some of the songs on the Carter 2, and tell me the man can't rap. Like, seriously. Now, step outside that comfort zone. I only like the way the Locks rap, and you will understand that not Dr. Dre, that Lil Wayne can really rap. But he's not a lyricist. That's the narrative we're going with. Wayne has shown as a lyricist with countless guest features and verses, and being a lyricist all the time isn't some triple this, very complicated rhyme schemes. Sometimes being lyrical is clever. Being a clever lyricist, being a clever songwriter, you know what I'm saying, who can make songs where you can sit there with a Kiss or a Nas and all these guys, or you can do a song and with Lloyd, R&B song, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So being a lyricist comes in multiple fashions. So the cool thing to say, oh, Lil Wayne is not hip hop or Lil Wayne not a lyricist and all that stuff. No, Lil Wayne is an artist and a dope artist who can do it all. You know what I'm saying? Another one that I've seen lately, Jay-Z is not top 10. Jay-Z really ain't that good. That's been a narrative now that's been running for about a year on Twitter. For some crazy reason over the last year, he became Beyonce's husband. And I'm like, how old are these kids? You talking about the Jay-Z that did Reasonable Doubt, one of the most lyrical albums of the 90s? And don't give me the shit of, but it didn't have the impact of All Eyes on Me. He wasn't a big star in 96. I don't care if some of the most lyrical albums in hip-hop history aren't gold or platinum or anything. You know what I'm saying? So that is irrelevant. I don't understand this whole thing of this is you grade Reasonable Doubt on record sales. Reasonable Doubt is a lyrical masterpiece. Volume 1, Jay-Z was a lyrical monster. Volume 2, he gave you everything in one, the club, the streets, the radio, etc. Yo, throughout the Dynasty intros, one of the most lyrical intros in rap history. So when did Jay-Z not become a top 10 MC, and when did Jay-Z become Beyonce's husband and not the person that he is? The same person that did 6, 7 summers of dope albums, murdered so many different features, battled Nas and Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying? If Nas wasn't Nas, it would have been The Bridge Is Over, because he was trying to bury them niggas, man. So when did Jay-Z not become this ill cat who did Young G's with Biggie, did Brooklyn's Finest with Biggie, did I Love the Dough with Biggie, who Biggie thought enough of to give him the last shout out, his last interview after he showed love to his mom and people he loved, Playboy Jay-Z Jigga. He was doing the commission with him. When did Jay-Z place fall for one of the GOATs to outside of the top 10? When did these narratives on Twitter start? Like a year ago? It's amazing to me. For the life of me, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Another one that Puffy had Biggie and Pac killed. You can say Puffy a scumbag. You can say, Puffy got these issues with these women, grimy, cocky cat who probably deserved maybe be in jail for some stuff with these women. I don't know the facts, but I mean, it doesn't look good with him panning out. But to say that he had Biggie and Pac killed, to say that he would have been stupid enough to have his hands in that, did he have conversations with people pissed off and like, man, I'm tired of Pac talking crap and all this stuff? He probably had a lot of conversations with people like Keefe D who grimy and stuff like that. But do I think he paid someone to kill Tupac? No. I think Tupac, unfortunately, got caught in gang politics. You punch a gang member, 4 dudes in the car, kill you, retaliate that night. Anybody know people who are really in that life know that if you set it off on someone who's a known shooters, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be retaliation, or they can't even go back to their hood and have the same mystique anymore. You know what I'm saying? So whether the big dude, Big Dre, whoever, or Orlando, whoever pulled the trigger, somebody in that car pulled the trigger. You know what I'm saying? And do I think Puff has something to do with that? No. And even more absurd is the Biggie situation. Them dudes in a party and they leave out. There is no reason. People say, Biggie was gonna leave Puff. He was gonna do his own thing with he was doing a commission, etc., etc., etc. So Puff killed because he made more money off him when he was dead. No. Puffy didn't know that him and Mace was gonna pop off and No Way Out was gonna do $7 million and he was gonna be this big star. He even said on the Breakfast Club the other year that Mace helped him as an artist more than anyone else, and he thought he was gonna. And he said him and Mace was basically a group, but they didn't know they was gonna pop off. When Biggie died, you could assume he probably thought Bad Boy was done. I gotta try to do some R&B stuff. I got the guy Mace right here, Black Robbie's Young Dudes, the Locks. I'm trying to make it work. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know he was going to become a big star after Biggie died. You know what I'm saying? Biggie only had 1 album completed at the time. What 2 technically? You think he thought he was going to be able to just live off them 2 albums for the rest of his life off Biggie money? No, he would have, trust me, wanted Biggie alive, man. You know what I'm saying? He had more work to do with Biggie, even though Biggie started having his own projects he was working on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have Biggie killed, man. I don't even understand how that became a thing. You know, the Pac thing, hey, Pac was mixed up with these guys before the whole Death Row thing in New York. When Biggie, Mike Tyson, I think Ed Love and others told him, man, get away from Henchman and Haitian Jack and all these guys, man. He got caught up in that stuff, and that's how he got killed. I mean, you know, that's how he got shot, rather, the first time, and got caught up in the rape trial and all that, because he's around these grimy dudes. You know what I'm saying? He get to Death Row. I do think him and Suge was reckless in terms of just wilding out, reckless, and things of that nature. Suge turned Death Row into a gang hangout. This is the reason why Dr. Dre left. Now look at Dr. Dre life and look at Suge doing 28 years in prison. You know what I'm saying? So do I think, nevertheless, do I think Puff had anything to do with Biggie or Pac? No, I absolutely do not think that. I do think that that narrative has ran crazy on Twitter. I think it's the cool thing to say because you don't like Puff. So if you don't like a person, like I said earlier on Twitter, doesn't matter what anyone say, doesn't matter about facts or no facts. You know what I'm saying? You don't like this person. So you're never going to rock with anything that goes against a narrative. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't think either one of those things happen. Now, did LAPD, off-duty cops, give them the word about Suge killed Biggie? That's interesting to me more than anything else with the Pac situation. That would be more interesting, like who really killed Biggie, who gave the, you know what I'm saying, the okay or whatever. Was that Suge Knight? You know what I'm saying? People can debate that and argue about that. Let's get back for Pac being killed. And I think for one of his friends getting killed by a bad boy affiliate, I don't know if that happened in Atlanta or not or something like that. Somebody can fact check that. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's it. But that's my thing on that situation. Another one, Big L. You know what I'm saying? He's a top 10, 15 MC. You know what I'm saying? This whole thing started, man, I don't know, about 5 years ago on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, is Big L one of the, you know what I'm saying, illest, like, bar guys in New York? Probably so. Was he probably the best rapper, like, as far as like bars in Harlem? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But he died after Lifestyle of Poor and Dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And the Big Picture was put together after he passed away. You know what I'm saying? Now, those were all completed songs, it sounded like, and it was dope. You know what I'm saying? Big Picture is a very good album. He's about to sound like Rockefeller. Was Big L talented? Very talented. But I think at some point, years ago, early 2000s, when OK Player and some of those sites started getting big, they had a big underground presence and like anti-commercial almost, not just OK Player, I'm just saying in general, a lot of those boards and stuff like that. And Big L legend started growing. You know what I'm saying? And now me, I posted a picture of Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous on Twitter before I bought it in 95 while I was in college as a hip-hop head in college. I bought it then. I thought it was dope. He used to run with Lord Finesse. He had potential to be a very, very, very great MC. You know what I'm saying? He was very talented. But just and man, I made a post about that a couple of years ago. And when I tell you a few people who are obsessed with Big L started retweeting my stuff everywhere, you know, I'm getting called all kind of names and all that. I'm like, well, I'm just telling you, sharing the facts. One dude saying, one DJ, I will not mention his name, basically was kept trolling me about it, about L was a superstar, L was a legend, L was an international star. Like, you talking about the Big L that opened up and was the hype man for OC on the Jewels tour, that same one, the same one that had been out for several years on Columbia and didn't pop off? No, not a diss. We just talking about what happened. So when Cameron was on $1 Million Worth of Game with Mace, and he was talking about, you know, there was naming Harlem guys. He was like, yeah, of course I love Big L. He said, but it seemed like everybody love him more now after he's gone, and they ain't showing that same kind of love when he was there. Now y'all call him legend. Now y'all call him all this stuff, but y'all wasn't even rocking with him like that, and he didn't have a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? So when Cameron said that, all of a sudden I even saw people saying, well, Cameron, hey, no, Cameron always showed love to Big L. That was his friend. They grew up on the same block. But Cameron on $1 Million Worth of Game said the same thing I said about a year or two ago, and then everybody was attacking me all on Twitter about that. And I wasn't dissing. I was telling the truth. And a few industry people inboxed me and told me I was absolutely correct. And I would never name these people because I don't talk about people who inbox me. But a lot of blue checks, and I don't mean people that pay for them, a lot of blue check people in the industry I've had conversations with behind closed doors about some of my takes. They can't never retweet it. They can't never say nothing. but they hear it. They know who I am. They inbox me. They follow me. A lot of big names I've had dialogue with, and they know I'm solid, so they feel comfortable hitting me, saying stuff that I would never screenshot, that I would never share, because there ain't no cornball nigga like that. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't do that. But trust me, I've had a conversation. And I know a few industry people and been in some studios having conversations with nobody recording. And no, I ain't just talking about the one producer here in North Carolina. Everybody know that I grew up with. I'm not talking about just him. I'm talking about a lot of other people that I personally know, and I would name nameless. And I've had these conversations about the Big L stuff, the Dr. Dre stuff, and every other stuff that I'm gonna talk about on here. I've heard it from people who right there close to some of these situations. They're like, yeah, Tony, you're right, dog. But I can't really, say that because people run with stuff. I'm like, yeah, cool, fam. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I got the DMs. I've had the conversations, man. So anyway, another one. Excuse me. Nas can't pick beats. And Hit Boy can't make beats. So it was one. Vlad started this, and a few other people started this crap a long time ago about Nas not being able to pick beats. And I was just like, when did that become cool? Because Illmatic was by all your favorite boom bap guys. You know what I'm saying? It was written Live Squad, Havoc, Dre, Primo, LES. They all on. It was written. Now all of a sudden it was written this big classic. I've been writing articles about it was written for over a decade. You know what I'm saying? I was one of the ones in '96 saying, yeah, this is special about Nas, a classic. Now everybody calling shit a classic. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying that. I got the articles that I wrote, and I repost them every now and then. Been writing about it. It was written forever. I Am and Nostradamus, yeah, he got bootlegged, man. You know what I'm saying? But listen to what didn't make the album because Columbia decided not to put the I Am double CD together. That's the Lost Tapes 1. All them great dope beats and people love his Lost Tapes. Nas made most of that during the I Am Nostradamus era. So he didn't fall off with the beats. He had all the beats. Columbia should have dropped the double album regardless. And we have no Nostradamus. And even with Nostradamus, there are several gems on there. Come Get Me, Quiet Niggas, Family produced by Havoc. You know what I'm saying? There's about 7 or 8 very dope songs on Nostradamus. Then there's some that's not so great as far as production-wise. But he had 2 albums worth of material during the 97, 98, 99 era. You know what I'm saying? The I Am era. You know what I'm saying? So when did that fall off? Then he came back after that with Stillmatic. Again, Lost Professor on there. You know what I'm saying? Primo was on there. Whatever. So you got Stillmatic. Now, you can say you didn't, Life is Good is great. You can say you didn't love some of the beats on Hip Hop is Dead. I thought half of it was very, very dope. I thought half of it was kind of okay. But if you got 17, 18 albums overall total, you're not going to love every last one of them. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, when did this long stretch happen where he didn't have good music? Life is Good is amazing. Some of my favorite production from Nas on Life is Good. I didn't like Nasir like that, but some people like Nasir. So this whole not being able to pick beats. Then Hit Boy comes, people complain about that. Oh, man, I don't like them Hit Boy beats. He gave you every kind of style. He gave you boom baps like Thun and all of this stuff like that. I mean, a lot of those songs, all of the album. He gave you Magic 1 is a boom bap album. Then I heard somebody typed to me, it wasn't boom bap enough. His drums didn't sound like Pete Rock, Premier, Lost Professor, and all that. Yeah, but it sounded dope. Sounded good. KD3 is an amazing album. Production all the way through is tight. Then Magic 3, you got stuff like Based on True Events, Japanese Soul Bar. You know what I'm saying? Come on, what we talking about? So when did Nas not? If Nas got 300 songs, let's just say 50 of the beats ain't dope. Out of 300, he's not able to pick beats. I just always thought that people ran with the Nas can't pick beats narratives, but if you have to go back to some of them joints, I just think it was overblown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there are people who might have a better ear for beats. Yeah. Rick Ross' ear for beats might be the best in hip hop. So Rick Ross' ear for beats, Jay-Z ear for beats, especially the first 6, 7 albums or more. You know what I'm saying? Certain guys, yeah. Guru ear for beats because you got Primo right here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there are people who had a better ear. Nas don't have the best production in hip hop history, but people were talking like Nas' production held them back. It didn't. He just got certain songs that you might not rock with. For every beat that you don't like, he has a beat that you like. You know what I'm saying? That ranks high in beats. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, you know what I'm saying? So that's my thing with that, man. Another narrative. When did it become where commercial songs aren't dope? Every era of hip hop, the club and the radio is always important. Women love to dance. Dudes like me like to see the women dancing and get up on the women back, especially in the 90s. When did commercial become whack? Some hard songs became club and commercial bangers. You know what I'm saying? Shook Ones became a song that got played in the club. Who thought Quiet Storm was going to be what it turned out to be? Quiet Storm was a hardcore song. It turned to a club banger. Through Kim on that, it was a club banger. Those are those special moments right there. You know what I'm saying? But there are other happy-go-lucky party songs in hip-hop through every era. You need that. You need LL doing it. You need Biggie One More Chance remix. You know what I'm saying? You need Juicy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need these songs. Crush on You. You need Get Money remix. You need some of them Snoop joints. You know what I'm saying? To play in the club. Everything don't supposed to sound like Words I Manifest. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't gonna sound like Troy, even though in some hip hop clubs, you know what I'm saying, and even here in North Carolina and Raleigh, Knife does this joint, this part every now and then, and he plays 90s hip hop, but these are hip hop heads in there. You know what I'm saying? And some of them are club bangers, and some of them just dope hip hop songs that people rocking to. But when did commercial rap become whack? Commercial rap has always been important. It's part of hip hop. It is hip hop. Some people say, well, certain songs became popular. It became pop. Well, okay. What does that have to do with not being hip hop anymore? This whole Drake Mos Def thing became a huge talking point for a lot of people who don't like Drake anyway. There's nothing you can say to make them like Drake. They hate Drake. They think he's whack, corny, whatever, and that's fine. That's fair. There's some hip hop legends that I don't think are dope. And I ain't gonna get into that this episode, but there's some hip hop legends that I don't think real dope, and I don't think their music real dope, and I don't think their albums real dope. But what they did, I can't use my facts or facts. What they did for the culture is what they did. Tony opinion don't matter. I can say to me, I don't really love this, that, and the third, but I'm looking at the facts. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, facts over opinions. You know what I'm saying? So stuff gets popular, commercialized, and people say, well, people dissed Hammer, they dissed Young MC, they dissed Vanilla Ice, they dissed all these other people all the way up to now. Now you dissing what was popular now. You don't like, was it Spicy Red? You know, is it Ice Spice? And I don't even follow some of these people that's, I guess, popular now with Sexy Red or whoever. I don't follow that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because some of it don't sound good to me. There's commercial songs that I thought sounded good. I like Ja Rule and Ashanti together. I like Ja Rule and Jennifer Lopez. You know what I'm saying? I like Method Man and Mary J. Blige when they joints hit the radio. You know what I'm saying? Grand Poopa Mary J. was a 411. All this stuff. I like those joints. I don't like some of these songs now. I ain't mad because some of the young people like it. So I can't say it's not hip hop. They like it. It's rap music in the hip hop culture. Excuse me. We've talked about this before. I just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, rock on with them. The little clubs now with the 20-plus-year-old kids and they're jamming to all of the stuff that's popular right now. They supposed to. When the girls go to Drake concert, it's a hip-hop concert by popular rapper. You know what I'm saying? When they in the clubs listening to Drake and all these other guys, Big Sean and whoever else is ASAP and all these guys who've done their thing over the years and have club songs, I'm not in the club like that no more. But I used to throw parties in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? My people threw parties also all the way up early 2000s. I traveled. I've been in every major city and abroad in clubs and stuff, hearing what was popping. You know what I'm saying? And the commercial joints played and underground joints played. You know what I'm saying? Underground joints are hip hop. Commercial joints are hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't gonna have a soul sample, you know what I'm saying, behind it and some Pharoah Monch type rapping. That's not all the hip hop has ever been. So this whole thing of if it's commercial, it's popular, it's pop, this person is pop. Okay, fine. Drake is a popular rapper. Jay-Z is pop. Eminem is pop, right? Because they're popular. But then in the 90s, we had, man, Kid and Play. Popular. Cartoons, movies. They still rap. Did you see on House Party when they did the battle with each other? That was the essence of hip hop. Kid and Play in front of each other with a crowd around them, battling on House Party. If that ain't hip hop, that was before Smack and all of this stuff. Kid and Play did that in a movie. Hip hop, man. That's what hip hop is all about. And they were superstars with like little action figures, cartoons, movies, the clothes, all of this stuff. Kid and Play. Popular, but the essence of hip hop. Had club bangers, radio bangers, and battle rap. And Play was real in a lot of cases. Y'all think it's real. Y'all just looked at how he looked on the movies and how Kid and Play rap. Play was a street dude. Same way y'all laugh about Nelly. Nelly one of the realest dudes in rap. But y'all look at how he looked, his songs, his whole thing with the way he rhymed and all this stuff like that. Listen to Country Grammar again. He's spitting street shit in Country Grammar. But he was popular, like 9 Million Soul, same way 50 sold all that. But y'all think 50 and Nelly ain't the same. And people like that are come from the same cloth, but you look at the sound of their music and think it's not like that. Because they're popular, they're pop stars. Nelly was a pop star, but Nelly hip hop. Brought his own crew and everybody to the game. So y'all it can't just be Buckshot Short as hip hop, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna make it into the stage. You know what I'm saying? So this whole thing is the cool thing is the diss commercial rap. You know what I'm saying? Well, we've had dope commercial rap since LL and Run DMC. Before NWA. We've had that. Outkast is pop. Listen to Stankonia. These big ass songs on Miss Jackson. That's a hip hop song. Miss Jackson blew up. Bombs Over Baghdad played in all kind of multicultural clubs. But listen to the rhyming in the whole world. Listen to Andre challenging them C's on them. So just because they did speak about the love below, the love below, and Andre is singing on all them songs, and he still has some playlistic. ATL, Quimini, Stankonia, all this stuff is rapping, verse after verse after verse. But they are popular, right? So is Outkast not hip hop now? They pop stars? Oh, Andre did a flute album. Also, he's not hip hop. So his resume don't count. Same thing I was saying to these guys the other night on the show. All of a sudden, because somebody changed up and doing a different style of music, their resume don't count. Well, shit, Mos Def did that Blackjack or whatever, some kind of album they did, the True Magic, where he's singing on 80% of the album. Is he not did he not hip hop anymore? So we're gonna exclude the fact that he had Black Star album. We're gonna exclude the New Danger. We're gonna exclude Black on Both Sides and multiple amazing verses on guest appearances he did. None of that matters anymore because he started doing shit on True Magic and stuff like that. That was my argument with the whole Drake thing. Oh, he sing on songs, so does Fonte. Then y'all gonna say, but it's a different type of approach, a different type of thing that Fonte wasn't trying to be a pop star. Drake was trying to sell records, so he making popular rap songs. So yeah, but we're not saying Fonte wasn't hip hop and he part of the foreign exchange. You think he ain't trying to sell records? They got a Grammy now for Leave It All Behind. See, those narratives don't work with me and people don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So everyone want to eat off their music. Even if you're underground and got a cult following or you're a big commercial star in hip hop, you still want to eat off your music and your labor. You know what I'm saying? You got contract obligations. You got family to feed. You got other things that you have to take care of. You need your music to work for you. Same way if you go and write your verses and stuff, you need them verses to pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? So the whole commercial thing in hip hop, I never understood it. Heavy D, Kwame, these guys all make great music for us to dance and have fun to in my era. So anybody's making fun music right now to dance to, have a good time, I'm with it. I might not listen to a lot of these younger people because I'm 48. I'll be 49 this year. I'm old. I'll be 50 next year, Lord willing. So I've been around a long time. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, in every era, older people didn't like what was going on. The changing of the guard. Music, the sound gonna change. You're gonna still have some of your pockets of people who gonna make stuff that remind you of 80s and 90s and this and this. It's same thing with R&B and soul. How many Marvin Gaye do you hear right now? But you'd have heard people influenced by these guys, you know what I'm saying? And they still, some artists still make music reminiscent of their influences. But music change. Every genre of music changes. There's gonna be pockets that's not gonna sound like the original anymore. And that's okay. It's called evolution. So yes, if you're my age and you grew up on Nas, Biggie, Wu-Tang, and all this stuff, and that still will resonate, you probably still play that in your car. So maybe every now and then an MC like like Griselda will remind you of the Lox, or J. Cole and Kendrick, and some of them remind you of some of those eclectic MCs like Andre and Young Kanye and Common and all these guys, and it still resonate with you. So you're like, where I still rock with, the Coles and Kendrick, cool. Maybe Drake reminds some of the girls of LL, so they like his music, they like the way he do his thing, whatever. That don't make him not hip hop, but I'm just saying that's his lane. You know what I'm saying? There's room and space for everyone. Same thing I said, shout out to my man Kill. I said, hey, at one point there was room for Jay-Z and DMX. You know what I'm saying? There was room for NWA and Public Enemy. There was room for Snoop and whoever else at the time, but Snoop was so hot. But you know what I'm saying? At some point, Biggie got real hot, and there was room for Snoop and Biggie, even though Snoop was bigger at the time. You know what I'm saying? Pac and Big at the time. Jay and Nas in 2001. There's always been Ja Rule, Eminem, Nelly, all of them was hot at the same time. Jeezy and T.I. was hot at the same time. All these people I'm naming have commercial songs. They was banging in the club, banging on the radio. You know what I'm saying? So just because you get popular and commercialized with the way people embrace you from different walks of life, it doesn't take your hip-hop card away with the narratives or the cool hip-hop thing to say is this person not hip-hop now, as we bring it full circle. So yeah, man, those are just some thoughts I have, because I think it's important for perspective, man. And sometimes everything is subjective. Sometimes there are facts in music, you know what I'm saying? And it's okay. And we're not going to always agree with those facts, but it doesn't make them any less than facts, though. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's my thing, man. Let me know what you think. If you have any cool hip hop things that you've noticed on Twitter or social media in general that you like to share, man, when this is posted on YouTube, man, please come to the comment section and list out some of the joints that you think is like, man, I see these narratives also, and your thoughts on them. Or maybe you part of those narratives, and you want to list some of that too and combat anything I'm saying, man. That's perfectly fine as well, man. But yo, episode 51, man. Blessings, people. Yo, peace.